the 2K Sports pregame show.
I'm Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. This NBA season rocking right along. Tonight we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. So for New Orleans, their last game, a win against Phoenix. More than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. Well, the Clippers had a bit of a meltdown last postseason. They tried to remedy that over the summer. First change was to take a risk by trading for Lance Stephenson. It's a high-risk move, so I'll ask you, Kenny, are the Clippers worried their window is closed?
Let's take them back.
One of just the many signs that let you know just where you are in California. 2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Los Angeles, the home of the Clippers, the Staples Center. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. You look at Texas. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
And I think for New Orleans, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
I'm not sure how long they'll be able to stick around up there, but so far it's been a lot of fun to see how much progress they're making.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Davis and Ashik in the middle. Rose is out there with Gordon, and it's Gallinari in at the small forward. Here's Gordon. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Paul. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution.
Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. It took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Now Paul, following the three-point attempt by Anthony Davis. Rose against Paul. Now here's Pierce. Defense is right there. Shot clock at 3. With the shot. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Gallinari did get better and better over time. I mean, he improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes.
Well, I really like how Derrick Rose bodied up the defender there.
Paul against Rose. Paul goes in to the middle, and Davis sends it back. But they get it back. Here's Griffin. Goes up with it again. Boom, he jams it straight down.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pierce kicks to Paul. The dish to Griffin. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
The Pelicans have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
The Pelicans have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Pierce against Gallinari. And stolen by Jordan. Pierce with a wide open look. Again, Pierce missing.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Rose passes to Davis. Passes it to Gallinari. The three, off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
One player who's really on his mind in this matchup is Eric Gordon. He said of Gordon, he can shoot with deep range and has the strength and explosiveness to go by you if you overcommit and finish or get himself to the line. So he's just an underrated scorer in this league, and it's going to take a total team effort to slow him down. Kevin, we'll see how they do.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Well, Paul Pierce hinted that he could hang him up soon. He had that amazing run, has nothing left to prove in the NBA, and I would say of all the players in last year's playoffs, had some of the most dramatic individual shots we have seen from one guy in a long time.
He did, and you forget he's done that really over the course of his entire career.
Sure.
Just kind of funny to see him doing it in a Wizards jersey. But you talked about it. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it. So many big moments over the course of his career. And also, for all the kids out there, the best maybe footwork we have in our game, if you want to improve as a player, watch Paul Pierce's footwork. They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Now here's Allen after the miss from Crawford. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Well, the competitive nature was on display early in the career of Pierce. I mean, he has willed his teams to win his entire career and is baffled by anybody who doesn't want to win as bad as he does.
And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. .43 seconds left in the first quarter. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Paul, and he misses the go-ahead basket.
And that competitive nature that you talked about with Pierce, that's really what sets him apart. He had so many great clutch moments in the postseason. Easily one of the most clutch players in recent memory.
Now here's Land following the shot by Chris Paul. Mirotic the screen. Here's Rose, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
There's Crawford with the three. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pelicans lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate, Blake Griffin.
You know, Blake, everything that's happening for him, he deserves it because he's worked so hard and put so much into it, and he's a huge piece to our team being successful.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side out for them the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball. Or handball. Either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for New Orleans right now, the shot blocking pair of Davis and Asik inside. Gordon out there with Rose. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward. And Davis puts it in.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Davis sets a screen. And it's Gordon penetrating. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career. And, you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season, 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
Now here's Paul. He kicks to Redick. Picked by Griffin. Gordon against Redick. 17-foot shot on the way. Jump shot is good that time. Redick's got his second bucket of the game to go. You know, we were talking about Eric Gordon. He's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
You know, and that's a great point because, you know, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession. And that's good news for the rest of that team.
Shot by Johnson, no good. Pelicans leading by 6. Davis with it. Chris Paul covering. Davis against Paul. Left side, Davis. A fader. And that one's good. Davis has got the lead up to 8 now for the Pelicans.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Paul for 3, and the shot is good. Paul's got 5 points in the quarter.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
Will Barton, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. Now, here is Gallinari. He had 10 points in the win against Phoenix.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Davis against Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. How would you compare Chris Paul and Steph Curry?
Well, Steph Curry is just an off-the-chart shooter. I think the best in the history of the game in overall shot making and creativity as far as shooting goes. Paul is more of an orchestrator, a maestro supreme. We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Pass to Redick. To the paint, tipped away. And Davis sends it back. Inside. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for New Orleans.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. And Stevenson comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Allen dishes to Davis. Fires the three. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Crawford missing again. The New Orleans Pelicans come into this one after the win against the Suns in Phoenix.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a... Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clarkie's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Oh, my. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. Ray Allen picks one up. Los Angeles making a switch here. Smith is checked in. Nick Young's checked in for New Orleans. The Clippers shooting their first free throw tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And this year they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Clippers trail by 6. Left now here in the second. Smith for 3. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Pulls up on the elbow. Will not go. This is off the front eye. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Utah Jazz.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
Now Crawford. He's got 6. With the shot. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pelicans on top. They lead by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Derek. And Derek, what are the most important things you've done defensively tonight to help your offensive approach?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting and getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got big second runs, shooters on the floor, so open the floor up a little bit.
Derek, always explosive in transition. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He had 14 points, 4 block shots, and 2 assists. When does this guy cool off? I mean, he's been stringing together multiple monster games lately. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, their passing was impressive. They're in a good position to win this game, in large part because of those assists. And this is the thing. You win as a team in this league. You have to share the basketball to succeed. And if they carry that level of unselfishness in the second half, they're going to be tough to beat.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
You know, 2 things went on in the first half. Yes, we saw good offense take advantage of mediocre defense, but we also saw a motivated team take advantage of a team that didn't want to hustle. They need an attitude adjustment.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Here we go now, the the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Davis playing very well. He has 14 points, and he's been a brick wall today with all those blocks.
You got that right. He's giving them serious doubts about bringing the ball to the rim.
Pelicans leading by 5. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
Paul kicks to Pierce. Just 4 to shoot. Here's the triple. Can't get it to go. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. It's off to Utah from after this game as they take on the Jazz. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
He's not going to miss many of those, if any. Not when he's got that much room.
Ball outside. Picked by Griffin. And the wide open shot from Redick. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Rose passes to Davis. They set the screen. Goes up off the pick. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through it, and that's not legal.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. It's Redick on the wing to end the run. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
Pelicans leading by 10. The pass to Gallinari. Davis up top. They set the pick. Back to Gallinari. Fires from the corner. That's good. Gallinari's got 5 now. As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West. Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And you know, guys, it's really amazing just how quickly Anthony Davis has blossomed into stardom. You know, by age 21, he was arguably the best player in the game. At age 17, he only had 1 scholarship offer for college, and that was from Cleveland State to play point guard.
The open shot by Pierce. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Pierce has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Pelicans leading by 10. He lobs it up, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. And in high school, Anthony Davis didn't play for a powerhouse. Perspectives Charter School, only around 200 kids.
Certainly not an NBA hotbed. They had him bring the ball up court and work in the post, much to his developmental benefit. A lot of losses, but he said that it made him a better leader dealing with that adversity.
Wesley Johnson's checked in for Paul Pierce.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that.
Rose dishes to Gallinari. Outside, Davis. Feeds it to Rose. Back to Davis. Fires the three. Shot is off. The Clippers go the other way with it. Ball outside. Pass to Griffin. To the middle. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
Here's Rose. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Gordon kicks to Davis. And he banks in the layup. Davis has got 20.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Paul passes to Jordan. Redick with it. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 5. 17-foot shot on the way.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And it's Rose penetrating Davis. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Clippers trail by 12. Los Angeles calls timeout. Well, last year the Pelicans were a team on the rise, making the playoffs. A solid season overall, especially on the road. Really, they sent notice by what they did away from New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, 17 road wins. I mean, you say to yourself, well, that doesn't sound great. But when you're a young, up-and-coming team, one of the things that you can really value is your ability to go into hostile environments and have success. They're going to be building on that confidence.
And the Clippers call time here.
As for the Pelicans on the road, I mean, they had the fewest road wins of all the West playoff teams. The franchise hasn't had a winning road record since 2009 when they were the Hornets.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Smith checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Lance Stevenson comes in for Johnson. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Lenz checked in for Asher. Mirotic comes in for Anthony Davis. Young's checked in for Gallinari. And Allen subbed in for Gordon. It's Crawford with the drive. Good! Crawford's got 8 points.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
And for the Pelicans and their road struggles last season, they are a younger team. It's a team built around a young superstar in Anthony Davis. So taking road lumps is just kind of part of that growing process.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
There's 39 seconds left in the third. Here's Rose. On its way from Young for two. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Paul against Rose. Paul dishes to Smith. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. From 13, Glenn grabs the board. Rose up on top. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Pelicans lead by 12. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Clippers trail by 12. So for New Orleans right now, Mirotic is out there with Davis. Then it's Alex Len. Then there's Allen. And it's Rose in at the point guard position. Griffin's shot is good. New Orleans has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. New Orleans moving it around. Paul with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. They get it back. Second shot opportunity, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Davis.
That's his first.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pelicans.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, I think it's really led to the rhythm and confidence you've seen from long range tonight throughout the entire game.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, DeAndre Jordan comes in for Blake Griffin, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. New Orleans also making some changes. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Alex Len. Molinari comes in for Mirotic, and Eric Gordon subbed in for Ray Allen. Ball against Gordon. Paul kicks to Smith. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 5th assist in this one.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Jordan against Davis. A floater can't hit. Smith with some nice D.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Paul kicks to Pierce. Jordan sets the pick for Pierce. And the shot is long.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Paul with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Right side, Jordan. Redick inside the line. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened in on Alvin Gentry's huddle. He wanted his guys to keep up the intensity, saying, if any of you think this game is over, you're wrong. We've got work to do. I don't want to see any letdown on the defensive end of the floor. Guys, let's watch how it plays out.
Here's Davis. Josh Smith pulls it in. Smith's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Clippers trail by 7. He dishes it to Redick. From 17 feet out, Eric Gordon grabs the board. Gordon's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Not to the surprise of anyone, really, but the Clippers last year were strong at home once again. They managed to go 30-11 at Staples Center.
And Kevin, that makes 3 straight seasons for the Clippers of 30 or more wins at home.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. It's taken away by Smith. Here's Redick. Anthony Davis grabs the miss.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Smith. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
And thank you, Doris. Jumps up, and Davis throws it down.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Paul kicks to Smith to stop the run. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 10 points for Josh Smith.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
It's Davis with the drop. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Clippers.
And for the Pelicans last year, they were at their best when they had great ball movement. Very tough to guard their team when the offense was so active.
True on the 14-footer. Griffin's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot, taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
Well, on the Pelicans, guys, they were 25-4. This is a good point, Greg, when they had 24 assists in games or more. Big average on assists last year was 22 a game, Clark, so they were above that, and they played well when they were throwing it around.
Exactly, and they were right around the league average on the year. That record of 25-4 shows you just how dominant they could be when they were moving the ball and finding teammates.
Davis against Jordan. The drive by Gordon. For the 3, and that is good. And the Pelicans lead by 14.
Assists like that have typified their... effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And it's Paul missing.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far. Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
Paul with the steal. Redick passes to Pierce, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart out.
Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners, none more impressive than his jump over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for a good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Smith checked in for Griffin. Johnson comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And Stevenson's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Paul. And it's the Clippers with the ball. A 12-point game. And the basket by Pierce.
Beautiful play by Lance Stephenson. He's as gifted a passer as we have in the league.
Here's Barton. Nick Young on the wing. All sorts of time. Buries the jump shot.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially though when you get it done on the road. That's a special feeling there.
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here, and in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Anthony Davis in a good win and a game where you made a ton of contributions. What was your mindset tonight?
You know, just be aggressive. And, you know, so I just wanted to take the basket. So I just try to keep attacking. And, you know, if they foul, I'll go to the line and earn two.
Anthony, thank you, guys. This is one talented young man.
All right, Doris, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark, Craig, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation. Anthony Davis. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.